Do you know how regulations, much like pandemics, can turn the tide for stock markets? You'll probably remember how in September 2019, when the Indian government announced corporate tax cuts, Dalal Street was so happy that it had its best day in 10 years. Something similar but sad is happening in China. Chinese tech stocks had their worst month since 2008 and have lost billions of dollars in market value. The worst hit was taken by Chinese EdTech companies that teach school curriculum and were asked to become not-for-profit overnight. Well, you can never say when the tide is turning in the stock markets. And here we are with the 6th episode of Stogros podcast, Mind the Markets, to help you stay on top of all the news. IPOs are the talk of the town. But first, let's find out how the secondary markets performed. Yet again, a flash crash-like incident took a falling Nifty to 15,500 levels before it quickly recovered to the 15,600 level again. With intense volatility, both Nifty and Sensex ended the week over 0.5% lower at 15,763 and 52,586 respectively. And it's no surprise that metal stocks like Tata Steel, Hindalco and Vedanta led the Nifty Metal Index up by over 7%. Pharma stocks flip-flopped as earnings revealed weak demand and lower profits, and a legal action against Dr. Reddy's, which led the stock to hit lower circuit. Then on Friday, upbeat results from Sun Pharma took the stock 10% higher and pulled Nifty Pharma 3.5% up. In contrast, after results, Dr. Lal PathLab flipped from positive 8% to negative 4%. Some fertilizer stocks too were on a roll because China asked some of its key firms to stop exports in order to meet local demand. Who else do you think stole the show? When news of PM Modi taking stock of ethanol procurement in order to shift to alternative fuel sources hit the street, sugar stocks like Dharampur Sugar Mills and Uttam Sugar rallied intraday. But the showstopper was Balrampur Chini, which hit record high after its board announced a share buyback plan. Alternative fuel is becoming increasingly important, with crude oil rallying relentlessly on the back of increasing demand and tight supplies. If this sounds surprising to you, I'm sure you will be happy to know that Bitcoin is back above $42,000 level after touching 30,000 in July. Spells of crypto optimism can finally be seen in the improving hash rates as banned Chinese miners are relocating to Kazakhstan. If you thought that the crypto mania is big, let's talk about the IPO mania. US IPO issuance numbers have surpassed the record numbers that were clocked before the dot-com bubble. Despite this, Robinhood's IPO disappointed investors as the stock dropped 8% on its first trading day. Things were very different back home as Tatva Chintan's IPO rocked the street with a listing premium of 95%. Over 18 companies are going to list in the month of August, with 4 of them, including Devyani International and Windlass Biotech, opening on August 4th. Moreover, experts expect that last week's Rolex Rings IPO, which is the 5th most subscribed IPO of 2021, to list at a 60% premium. Coming to Nifty's outlook for the August expiry. Despite ranging around its all-time high, Nifty's starting open interest numbers don't seem very encouraging. Indecision is evident even on the charts as Nifty keeps giving up gains each time it goes closer to 15,900. Therefore, Nifty may further test its support at 15,600 and 15,400. But the outlook remains positive as long as Nifty can sustain above 15,800. Given the narrow range that Nifty has been trading in and the fears of inflation and macroeconomic data, I'm sure you are confused whether next week is a buy on dips or a sell on rises. And this is exactly why Stogro offers you risk-free leagues. So don't forget to download the app and test your trading strategies. Until then, also tell me in the comments which sector you think will perform best next week. Also, don't forget to cheer for India's Olympic team. Goodbye.